Hey guys, it's Zerbot here, and I'm back with another video, and this time I'm fighting Yurec from Pratibofaza on my red account. And so let's hop right in. We're going to be fighting on the full isolation map.
New objective.
So you'll see here I start off on red again, and I will scout the surrounding terrain. Get a few of these boxes. He shows up here, so he takes this one up here. And so, as you can see, I'm trying to set out some scouts. And right now I'm just trying to build up my base. As you see, 2 assaults took out 2 of my 4 riflemen. Inbutt riflemen. At least mine are. Anyways, he killed a few of the scouts that I was trying to hide around, and you'll see that I am going for a Jaguar Chameleon game. Just like my game with, I forgot his name. Well, I'm smart. Just like the last video I posted, I'll be going for a Jaguar Chameleon. And as you can see, he has gone HQ4, and so he will also go for Thors. This is basically going to be another game of camping. Yay. And so you'll see I'm trying to set these out because I am expecting him to go Thors instead of those vertex that he put out, and I was trying to kill any scouts that were up here. And you'll see that I am going for Jaguar Chameleon, and I am using porcupines as my anti-air for my base. So you'll see with my first Chameleon and 4 Jaguars, I rally my army up here, and I decide to attack. And here's an interesting turn of events. So as expected, those Thors pop up right about now. And so I'm also expecting Zeus, but instead I see hammers. An absolute hammer spam. And so you'll see right about now, he turns on gold vehicle scouting. And so he's so much faster than all of my Jaguars, especially since Jags have 60 speed at level 21, and hammers have 66. And so he just basically destroys my entire first attack with these hammers. As you see, he's basically trying to counterattack too. He destroys that Chameleon. And this one up here is out of energy. And so you'll see that I'm able to finish off most of his hammers. And so he basically, I'd finish off the rest of his hammers. This one Jaguar barely lived. And as you can see, he is basically camping again, Thor build with hammers basically to try to overrun the Jaguars. And so this game, he destroys my Chameleon factory, but this game I'll be showing you how to beat a camper, especially on a map that has tight corners and Thor hammer. This wouldn't work as well versus Zeus Tauren and Thor. And so you'll see you just gotta keep moving around to avoid those Thors. Try to expect, get into their mindset. Where would you attack if you were them? And so retreat whenever possible, and try to find an area where they will bomb instead. And so as you can see, hammers here, and so I retreated all of my Jaguars, and I lined up in a pretty decent formation with walls, because walls are the anti-hammer in a way. As you can see, Thors, and these were expected, and so I unsieged and tried to move out of the way as much as possible. As you can see, I got this chameleon factory back, and I am basically moving around with my army as much as possible to get those Thors to focus on this instead of my base. So as you'll see, another unsuccessful bombing run, he picks off one porcupine. And you'll see here I turn on red scouting because I realized that a few of his hammers are over here, and I am trying to destroy a few of those if possible. It'll make my job easier on getting into his base. He also does something interesting here. He builds a bunch of towers, which if he built walls instead of towers, he would have had the advantage here. And so as you'll see, I expected something to come from over this hill, and his hammers and assaults came from over the hill. And so I turned on my chameleons, and I actually used some walls to try to, because I thought this hammer number was going to be a lot more, I used some walls to try to defend against it. As you can see though, this is more of a diversionary attack. And so you'll see that these jaguars are also still here. And they're moving in a little bit, but that's not exactly what I want them to do yet, actually. Apparently I want them to do that. And I destroy a few of the towers that are chilling about here, and then I try to retreat. Especially since he just used a Thor run on my base over here. So I have the time to attack these buildings. Whenever your enemy uses a Thor attack, so that's somewhere that's not your army and they have to take the time to refuel, try to do as much damage as possible before those Thors refuel. Especially since this guy has 12 Thors, and so if he uses all of their fuel, he can't really do anything else with the rest of his army. But since he has no units and is just building towers, I'm suspecting that he's already HQ 5 attempting to go space strike. But those towers that he's building are also slowing him down. As you'll see right here, I split my army into two because it makes it less likely for me to lose all of my units in one Thor run. And I move one on top of the hill here to attack downwards, and one over this way. I moved both of my armies and those Thors missed. And so you'll see that his vertex that he built are also unable to really do anything because there's chameleons there. And as you can see, I'm able to move into his base. He hit a pretty good shot here with those Thors, but it doesn't matter because this army here is still alive. And this is 6 jaguars and 2 chameleons, which doesn't seem like much, but it can do a lot of damage, especially since there's no units and no vertex. As you see, he only has Thors. The vertex have just been destroyed. And so I just move further in, and as you'll see, a space strike right here. This is how camping works, but he went for the space strike too soon. I don't think he expected me to do a strategy like this where I try to break his base with conventional units. I think he expected me to go nuclear as well. And so I was able to destroy his factories and all of his air pads, just air fields up here, and so he's unable to use those Thors anymore. As you see, these Thors undocked, and so I decided to move these jaguars because they're definitely going to go after the Jaguars that are left. As you see, a few units up here just harassing. There we go. As you also see, I'm building up an army over here, just so that I could finish off his base, because these units up here, while they are a good harassing force, they're not going to be able to destroy the rest of the base. And so I move these units over here, move them forward, and this is the end of the game. At this point, this guy stands no chance. And so that is the game where I beat the camper, especially on these tight maps. It is possible, it is also very difficult sometimes, especially with walls into the equation, but it is possible, especially if your enemy neglects to actually defend their base. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed, and have a great day.